going to try to provoke you to better and more profitable faith tonight. Would you think I was crazy if I said that inflation is the systematic theft of your time and energy? Would you call me crazy if I went so far as to say that inflation is immoral? Now, I'm not here to make a doctrine out of it. Don't think that this is like, the sin of inflation or anything like that. But just to think about this, compare the world we live in and who God is and where God is. At some point, we accept inflation as normal. That's just inflation. Minimum wage was $2 an hour 40 years ago, and now it's $19 an hour or something. So why ain't the folks making the minimum wage balling? Inflation. Why do we accept it as normal? Who controls money? Sinful man. Mankind messes up everything we touch because of sin. How can money be any different? Again, I'm not here to make a doctrine out of it, but just to think about what we grasp as normal. But God says, let's think differently about that. Let's take something completely natural, agriculture. You plant it in the ground, and it's supposed to produce apple trees, oranges, whatever it is you plant, it's supposed to produce. Completely natural. But we know it's the fact that you're going to experience some loss of your harvest. You're going to lose some to pests. Weather's going to come. It's just not going to bloom. It's just a part of it. We're going to lose some. But God says there's a better way. And it's not just work longer, work harder. Instead of 70 hours a week farming, you got to spend 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week to make it go longer. Money doesn't go as far as it used to. You got to work harder, work longer because of inflation. But God says, no, it's spiritual. Malachi chapter 3, bring the tithe into the storehouse. What does God say he'll do? I'll make sure the pests and the weather and the neighbors and the this and the that and the lack of rain doesn't happen. Your efforts will go farther. You'll have more than enough in something as natural as agriculture. It's affected by sin. That's what God says to us. When you trust me, I'll overcome even the natural forces, let alone the unnatural ones of sin. God is greater. One scripture then we'll pray. Psalms 85. Faithfulness springs up from the ground. Righteousness looks down from the sky. The Lord will give what is good, and our land will yield its increase. Life is primarily spiritual. Money is spiritual. We have a God who makes the difference for us. You believe God as you give this evening.